morning. Just a review of why we are here and the purpose that God has entrusted to us as a missionary institute of health and education. Now, lifestyle centers connected with educational institutions has been an ideal that God revealed to us in his own life, Jesus, when he was here on earth. What did Jesus do constantly? Heal and save. Both ministries were integrated in the life of Jesus. And in our time, through the spirit of prophecy, we were exhorted to once again do that under the following format. In connection with our larger schools, there should be provided facilities for giving students thorough instruction regarding gospel medical missionary work. This line of work is to be brought into our colleges and training schools as part of the regular instruction. So with this vision, Hartland was established in 1983. And today in 2017, we are just building upon those columns, that structure, that foundation that the founders of Hartland established with that vision. And I was wanting to invite, yes, here, Hartland alumni, Raquel Garcia. She has also been a staff member and continues to help us as a volunteer. We have been working together and with the whole Hartland team and the board to reinvigorate, building upon our platform and looking towards the immediate future, what God wants us to do. And we want to share with you some of those good things that are happening. Go ahead, Raquel.
Good morning. So some time ago, I think it was last summer, Hartland was looking into some ways to be able to state succinctly what it has been doing since 1983 and establish that vision of what it has been doing for all this time and what the founders had in mind when they established this missionary school in Virginia's Piedmont region. And so the question is, why does an organization develop a vision and mission statement? Why is it important? And some have called a vision, mission statement, and values the North Star that keeps everyone in an organization working together to move forward. So the board and the staff and different committees at Hartland came together to really talk about this and develop statements that were really going to say what Hartland has been doing for all this time, so that we can continue forward and have a clear path as we continue to train people to go out and share the gospel and prepare the world for Jesus' return. And so we're really excited about having these statements that everyone has agreed upon, and we hope to share them with you so that you can spread the word and say, I know exactly what Hartland does and what they stand upon. So our mission statement, as you can read there, is to educate, to equip, and to train missionaries to transform the world through Christ. Can you all read together with me as we read that final statement? We are training missionaries to touch people's lives with God's love through a biblically based educational program that combines academics with vocational training and outreach. I don't know if some of you have been out in the world and wondered where common sense went to. Well, you know, you can't really teach common sense, but at the very least we can develop it through practical training, and I think this is really important as we try to prepare our young people to do the work, not just academically, but really know what to do if your car breaks down by the road other than call mom and dad. So our next statement is the vision, Hartland's vision that was there from the very beginning, as the founders had in mind when they established the school in 1983. We envision Hartland alumni serving in every nation. Read together, supporting the mission of the Seventh-day Adventist Church to prepare the world for Christ's soon return. And then the values are my most, what I like the most, actually. The reason why I like them is because I'm a practical person and I like to to get stuff done. People tell me, oh no, here comes Raquel, certainly there's work that's going to be done. So the values statement is really very practical, and as you can see there, they're action words. So let's read together. We value education that uplifts Bible truth, develops industry, nurtures healthful living, models brotherly love, and builds Christ-like character. I hope that this is not just statements that are Hartland statements, but that they will become part of all of our lives as we share together in this mission to be missionaries to the whole world.
Thank you very much, Raquel. So, as you can see, it's why we're here, and it's not only why we are here as an educational and health institution. I believe that's why we are all here today, isn't it? We can resonate because God has entrusted us as His remnant people, and we say it with humility, to share the three angels' messages. Fear God and give glory to Him, for the hour of His judgment has come. And we know that it not only has come, but that we are living in the end of that time of judgment. And soon Christ will step out of the most holy place and will say, it is finished. And we need to follow Him with that work in our lives and in the mission of helping others be prepared for the end of the judgment day. So some of the challenges that we are facing today is, our society could be religious. We are here in the midst of the Bible Belt, but it could be a religious complacency. And then beyond that, we have postmodern society where anything goes. Whatever is true for you, that's good for you. But God has given us a truth that is absolute and transcends our feelings and our beliefs, whatever they're based on, and gives us solid truth. So these are the challenges, how to work amongst those that don't perceive the importance of God's absolute and wonderful truth. So through our training program, we want to equip, educate, and train missionaries to deal with the challenge of sharing the gospel in postmodern society. And even though this sounds like a new challenge, it was the same challenge that Jesus faced in His days. There was religious complacency among the Jews, and then there was this postmodern mentality of back then with the Greek society, the Roman society, where any gods would work. The Roman Empire was eclectic. They would accept all the deities. They would absorb all those cultures. As long as they also recognized the emperor, it was fine. So in a similar way, we face that challenge. Now, how are we facing it? Through a training of the physical, spiritual, and mental dimensions of our students, and offering the following majors: pastoral major, medium major, education major, midwifery, and health. But it's a missionary college, so every single student has to understand and be able to defend the three angels' messages, our solid biblical foundations, the historical grammatical method of interpreting the Bible, understand the spirit of prophecy of the Bible, read the testimonies. And every single student, regardless of their major, has to learn medical missionary work and do canvassing, Bible outreach. And then upon that, we built the specialties that we offer here by God's grace. Whether the young person wants to be here for the full 4 years, or whether they just want to have a 1-year experience of being here and having that integrated experience and then moving on to wherever they feel they can get the training that's specific to their life calling, coming to Hartland will still be a blessing if they just even invest 1 year. So our growth, we have seen the Lord's blessing with enrollment increase, with the new major, the midwifery program, that has become a very unique way to get into homes that otherwise would not open. When families are expecting a baby, it's a very vulnerable moment. And to be able to serve them there opens awesome opportunities. And we thank the Lord for that program, which has also brought about the development of a Divine Design series that was aired on 3ABN. And recently was translated into another language to be transmitted in Indonesia and reach that part of the world as well. So we thank the Lord for that, those increased service opportunities for our alumni, graduates, and staff. Every single major and every department that Hartland has is an outreach department. Whether it's the Last Generation magazine, whether it's the Piedmont Bible youth camp that just transpired last month in June, which is a great blessing, whether it's the Hartland Day Academy, where our education majors train, but at the same time it's an outreach to Adventist families in the community, whether it's the Bible department, visiting the community, offering Bible studies, evangelism, working with the churches in their outreach programs, the midwifery department, which I already mentioned, or the health department, doing all types of health outreach and also working through the Lifestyle Center. Now, the Lifestyle Center is a very crucial component of our institution. We're an institution of education and health, or health and education. And as many of you have seen, we thank the Lord because since last year in March 15, when we started seriously working on the renovation of that building, it's just about to be completely renovated. In fact, it could have been open for today, but due to contract delays and things like that, there are still some work that needs to be done. But the Lord has opened those doors, and it's just about to be completed. I'll just share two blessings in regards to that. Within the last month, we received a substantial donation from a faithful supporter who passed away. But he left Hartland in his will, he and his wife's will. And I just want to share that blessing with you. He left $260,000 for Hartland. And with those funds, we're going to finish whatever is needed for that building. Just on Thursday, I received a phone call from a doctor who has been a supporter of Hartland. He's already retired, and he called me. I was off campus, and he said, I want to pledge $20,000 for whatever missionary project and bring it to the camp meeting and share it with the public and ask them to match those funds. And I said, I will. So I want to extend that challenge to you. We want to match those $20,000 for the Missionary Training Fund to be able to send more young people to share the three angels' messages with the world. So let's take a look at the Health Education Center. You have some pictures there of how it looked last year, around April, and then you have pictures of how it's looking now. And we are located strategically. We are just 1 hour and 30 minutes away from Washington, D.C., and we want to fulfill that special role of a lifestyle center that targets Washington, D.C., and those centers of influence. God has opened doors to start penetrating that society, that culture, and those government leaders. We have had health expos on the lawns of the Capitol building, and we have plans and doors opening there to continue doing work there through churches that are in that area as well, like the Burnt Mill Seventh-day Adventist Church. We have been working with Amen and Pathways to Health, sending our students and going as staff. Last year we had the opportunity to do that, and I believe that you saw some of those slides with the mission report that was given last night, on Friday evening. And we're also working with the local churches, including the Living Hope Seventh-day Adventist Community Church, where Pastor Finley has a school of evangelism with our students doing health evangelism in those areas close to the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. So the Lord is opening wonderful opportunities to serve. And our immediate community, we are trying to reach them through innovative ways. One of them is the Cultural Day. We have done this for many years. That's most of our, I say 50% of our student body is foreign students, and 50%, 40%, these are just rough figures, are from North America. So once a year, each one of them prepares their typical food, plant-based food, and they dress in their attire. But now we're inviting our community, and we've had our Mennonite friends come over, and many people from the community to participate and see why we are here. The young people that come from all around the world, because our young people are most of the time the greatest impact that we have on our visitors and community. When people come to the Lifestyle Center and they see the young people serving them with that love there, they're surprised to see young people dedicated to God at such a young age and with such conviction. We want to continue. What are our future aspirations? As we feel the nearness of the second coming, we want to continue strengthening the programs with the objective of being and continuing to be a missionary college. a missionary college that trains youth to be the frontline missionaries, and partner with other Adventist educational institutions that support the mission of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. What mission? The mission of sharing the three angels' messages. I want to close with this video that I hope will inspire you with the testimonies of some of our students.
Purpose and a special kind of training. Students come to Hartland from all over the world to receive hands-on health and evangelism education that prepares them to serve in the most ordinary to the most difficult situations. Hartland offers 5 majors and a number of degree and certificate options, including online distance learning. Our motto is educating for eternity, serving today. For qualifying students who desire to be trained to serve the Lord but cannot afford to pay tuition, Hartland offers a missionary training fund called MTF. This fund sponsors student candidates who make a commitment to serve as missionaries in their country of origin for at least 3 years upon graduation. Each year, a number of students are able to enroll for classes thanks to the investment made to MTF by people like you.
Hi, my name is Leonardo Roll, and I'm from the Bahamas. And I came to Hartland to study the health ministry major so I can return back to my country and help those in need. I would like to say thank you to the donors of the Missionary Training Fund. You have made it possible for me to come here to study. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Alyona Vlasova, and I'm a student from Russia, and I'm studying the media ministry at Hartland College. I came to Hartland to discover how can I develop my art skills, and media was a great option for that. I thank MTF for helping me to study at Hartland College.
My name is Kevin Condori. I am from Argentina, and
service in this area in the conference center with Randy Skeet, and we are going to have a divine service in Spanish behind the mansion with Pastor Steve Bohr. So we encourage those that understand Spanish to attend the divine service with Pastor Steve Bohr behind the mansion, so that will help with the overflow here at the conference center. In this regard, I want to say that we encourage you not to reserve seats, okay? If you come with belongings, please make sure you do not put on the chair beside you. You keep on your lap or underneath your chair. So please do not put your belongings on the chair beside you, okay? We want to encourage you when you come for the divine service, which will begin in this area and also behind the mansion at 10:45. So when you come, please occupy the first seats, because people may come afterwards, so they can occupy the chairs behind, okay? So keep that in mind. Do not place things on top of the chairs and occupy the first seats. We want to say also that we do not allow you to grab one of the chairs and put against the wall, and the reason for that is against fire code. Okay, so please, if a deacon comes to you and asks you to put the chair back in place, they are not trying to be mean to you, they are just trying to abide by fire code. I want to make an announcement for those that are visiting for the first time. If you'd like to be in our mailing list, please fill out a sign-up card and drop it in the box at the back of the room in the corner, or return to donor relations booth in the exhibit hall. Okay. At this point, you are all dismissed, and let's come back at 10:45 for the English service here with Randy Skeet, or 10:45 behind the mansion with Pastor Steve Bohr. God bless you.